Hi, I'm James and welcome to the latest unboxing video. Today we're going to look at Warlord Games Project Z, which is a zombie miniatures game. Yeah, it's something that's always popular at the minute, isn't it? Now I believe this was actually brought out by Wargames Factory a few years ago. I know that they've upgraded some of the figures. The male zombies in that original set were lousy, but they have done some new figures. So let's have a look what we've got. Now, first thing I've noticed is that's quite a flimsy box compared to what you normally get from Warlord. Okay, a bit cheap and tacky, but okay, it's something that we can live with. You know, the boxes never tend to last too long. So what have we got? We've got a sprue with, this looks like male survivors. Let's have a look what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 8, 10, yeah. 10 survivors, which matches the bases. We've got a range of bodies. I particularly like the fact we've got a younger child, a teenager in there. We've got a massive variety of heads. American sheriff, looks like a Soviet officer's type cap. Baseball cap. Yeah, plenty of variety there. Kit wise, you can tell this is British because we've got a cricket bat. I have to admire that one. Looks like, not quite sure what the weapon is there. It looks like a shotgun, but more advanced, easily a sci-fi type weapon. We've got an AK. We've got an M16 A2, we've got pump action shotgun, we've got the traditional baseball bat, crowbar, M16 A2, something that really makes my day, an SA80, something you don't often see, what looks like a Mauser sniper rifle, pistols, we've got some submachine guns, a Molotov cocktail, a chainsaw, yeah, okay. We've got some arrows. I think I saw a separate bow somewhere as well. So there's a lot we can make from that. I'll do a separate video on those at some point. We've got some more bases. We'll look what we've got in a minute. So what have we got here? This looks like the male zombies sprue. So we've got 10 zombies there. Is that right? 2, 5, no, 11. Okay, because we've got one crawling along the ground by the look of it. Okay. Oh, we seem to have the Soviet officer type cap again. There's some head missing there, probably it's come off in transit. A lot of the heads look like they are actually copies of the male survivors. Particularly like there's an IV drip stand and there's somebody in a hospital gown. I quite like that. That's quite a clever idea. Zombie with a pistol. That's a bit unusual. We're carrying a severed head. Okay, yeah. So in fairly modern type clothing. Quite like the fact that the zombie dragging itself along has actually got a tyre mark over it. That's quite a nice touch. We've got a biker gang of 6 bikers, 2 of which can be mounted on bikes. Weapon wise, big pistols, knives, more pistols, pump action shotguns, Uzi, an M10 with what looks like a suppressor fitted, lever action shotgun. Very American looking actually in many ways this, which sort of does tie in nicely. The heads tend to be sort of quite hairy looking at them. They are the sort of the archetypical Hell's Angel type figures, although we have actually got some female figures there as well. We'll have a look at that when we look at the assembly instructions in a minute. And then we've got some more zombies, 6, 8, 10, 11 on there as well. That's probably why we've got some extra bases. These are all female. God, we've got severed hands, things like that. Handbags. sure what I can see there. Lots and lots of kit. Again, some different size people, which is always good. Okay, so we've got the dice, the specialist to the game. So there's 10 of those. One of my little bugbears, I've never been a major fan of tailored dice because you end up having to go and get extra. I'd much rather ordinary D6s. So we've got a rules manual, which is hardly massive. That's 12 pages long, including appendices. So it talks about, let's have a look, combat dice, loot markers, zombie entries, grit tokens, cards, main rules. So the main turn is initiative, action, so you get movement, shooting, and then engage and melee, and then an upkeep phase, things like reloading, spawning new zombies, replenishing hands, and so on. Okay, so it looks fairly straightforward. Some nice little pictures in there as well. So the main rules are 8 pages long, and then we've got additional rules sort of following on from that. The appendix talks about sceneries. We've got obstacles, barriers, king of the hill, jumping onto obstacles, and then talks about, okay, so that's fairly straightforward. We've got a couple of quick reference cards, so they are fairly straightforward. 2 of those. We've got the actual assembly guides for the different sets. So we've got male zombies, female zombies, biker gang, and male survivors. Yeah, there's some nice little bits gone into that. So the biker gang, so you can actually either have 6 people on foot, or you can convert 2 to being on bikes. You've got a female rider, a female prospect, that's sort of a junior member. Okay, you got the option of a biker boss with 2 people on it. Okay, yeah. So we've got the guides, they're quite simple. Survivor's Guide for Dummies, I quite like that. So it tells you how to create your team. Then you've got the scenarios. I did notice when I was looking at it, you've actually got a solo scenario as well. Multiplayer scenarios, the special traits people have, and another copy of the weapons chart. So we've got a bunch of zombies. Okay, so that's one of the cards. We've got the counters. Okay, nice double-sided counters. Ammunition grit. Seems a bit of a waste just putting a little 6-inch ruler on. Zombie spawning points, things like that. Okay. I know that one's only used with the Special Forces pack, so we've got that. Didn't notice it was packed by Mirella. Thank you, Mirella, for packing it. And then we've got a deck of cards, so I'll open them up and have a look. Always the hardest part of any review, getting into any pack like this. What I should do is do all this off camera before we start. So we've got cards for survivors. Survivors, so I'm assuming they're the different, so kind of biker gang, companion biker gang. So these are the different characters you've got, presumably. So what have we got? We've got some survival cards. So these are obviously sort of things like ricochet. Okay, so basically gives you a better shot. Vending machine, gain loot, blocking the entry. So the zombies can be ignored. Coming after you, faster next time, surge. I think that additional ammunition, that's nothing. Monty, that should be called It's Only a Flesh Wound, I think. So they're quite simple. I know you get some of those each. I've still got more different decks. Oh, wait, no, they're all the same. I haven't checked the rules for what these do. These I think these basically give you effectively an extra dash. So you've got like a protection one that would basically treat it as if you'd rolled an extra one. Extra grit converts hits into 2 hits. And so on. So I haven't really read the rules in enough depth to figure that out yet. I just had a quick skim through the online version. So quite some nice stuff in there. I'd have liked some inserts to put the cards in. I think that would have been helpful. But yeah, nice enough looking little game. What I'll do is have a play with it, and I'll do once I've built everything, because that's the one problem with something like this, I'll actually do a playthrough video as well. So hopefully the unboxing's been useful for you, and I'll see you soon for another review.